time and time again, I hear many people say, man, I just can't believe I'm not more successful at my age. And there's a reason for that. I'm going to share with you the answer inside of today's episode. So hang tight. Hey there, you're listening to the Online Business Clinic podcast. I'm your host, business strategist Molly Ann Luna, and this is the place to be to build a profitable and portable business. Here on this show, I am all about helping you create both lifestyle and financial freedom. Now, typically on the show, I love to give you step-by-step, success-proven strategies to really help you move the needle forward in your business. Quick little wins you can listen to on your way to school pickup or drop off, or running to the grocery store, or getting in your 20 minutes of cardio. I don't know. Today's show is going to be a little bit different. Today's show is inspired by one of the founding fathers of personal and professional development, Mr. Earl Nightingale. Now, if you've not heard of Earl Nightingale, I highly recommend that you head to the show notes. This is episode 53, and you click on the link there. I'll add it. There's a YouTube video, and it's called The Strangest Secret in the World. It's about a 32-minute audio recording, and it's something that I have listened to on repeat over and over and over and over again. I cannot tell you how many hundreds of times I have listened to this audio recording because it is so smart. And it's the first time I've ever heard anyone speak of success in the way that Earl does. And I was listening to it the other day because I said, you know what? I am a mother of two small children, two little sponges that are learning so rapidly. And I am semi-responsible for the lessons that they learn. I decided one thing I can do. I can't guard them from everything, but I can be a positive influence and start introducing them to the world of mindset mastery, to personal and professional development early on. Because there are just some skills that no matter who you are and whatever it is you go on to become, they are pivotal. They're foundational in your ability of having success. Now, my daughter, Ahana, she's going to turn 4. Her birthday's next week. And there's little milestones that are coming up. Her learning how to tie her shoes, her learning how to ride a bike, and how to write her name are currently her 3 largest challenges. And I've been noticing within her that she's got a lot of quit. Her persistence muscle is not strong yet. And for my husband, Javon, and I, who are, we've got 20 years of military under our belt. We are the firstborns in our family. We are alphas. We are self-starters. We have the hardest work ethic of anybody else that I know. And we're just baffled that our sweet little girl gives up so easily. So I put on Earl because I just thought, you know what? She's just eating breakfast. She's coloring crowns, but like in the backs of her mind, with plural, in the back of her mind, I know she can be absorbing some of this great wisdom. And so while I'm sitting there sipping my coffee, feeding baby Hero, and enjoying breakfast with my family, listening to Earl's wise words, I thought, you know what? We should talk about this on the show because I don't think a lot of people necessarily know some of these core principles. So that's why we're here today. Okay, so without any further ado, the 2 main things that you absolutely must know to be successful in either your life and or your business are, number 1, what is it that you want? Or another way to put it is, where do you want to go? What is it that you want to have, to be, to do, to achieve? You have to know where it is you want to go. And before you can get there, you have to know where you are. So it's not just enough to say, I want to run a multiple 6 or multiple 7-figure online business that practically runs itself and allows me the freedom of finances and the freedom of time to be there in my family's life for the moments that matter most. It's not enough to say, I want to build true wealth. You have to get specific. You have to create goals. And then you have to make those goals very specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time sensitive. You have to know where it is you want to go. And then you have to get really honest with yourself and say, but where am I now? So that you can map a course that will help you get from point A to point B. Much like the Lunas have had to do to get on vacation, like we are right now. While you're listening to this, I'm probably whitewater rafting down the beautiful Colorado River. I think that's the name of the river, with my family, because that's what we're doing. We're in Colorado. We decided we want to take a family vacation. We want to go to Colorado. These are the things we want to do. We want to hike. We want to whitewater raft. We want to horseback ride. We want to zip line. We want to ride the train and have this awesome family picnic. All of these things. Well, we had to decide what it is we wanted. And then we had to recognize, well, where are we now? Well, right now we're in Las Vegas. This is a short trip. It's a short goal, right? But just go with me for a second. And then I know that I'm in Las Vegas at the time of this recording, right? Currently, while you're listening, I'm probably in Colorado. But I'm in Las Vegas and I had to think okay, well, but I know where I'm at now. I'm in Las Vegas. I'm X amount of miles away from the airport, X amount of miles away from the train station. I have a car. Well, now that I know where I want to go and where I'm starting from, now I can put together a plan. I can decide on what vehicle I'm going to use to get myself there. And it could be a plane, a train, an automobile. But if it's your business, that vehicle might be your website, your podcast, your live streaming, your public speaking, your published books, your video courses. You feel me? See where I'm going with this? You have to know what it is you're wanting for, where it is you're wanting to go, but getting really honest with where you are now. And then reverse engineering a proven success strategy to get you there. So that's really the most crucial thing. Now, when it comes to being a success, I used to think that success meant you're winning big, like huge financial gains, mansion, the millionaire, a dream, so to speak. I don't know, all of the things. Fancy car, fancy house, sexy husband, check, all those things. And I used to think that you had to, quote unquote, ride this conveyor belt of success. But what I now know, after listening to Earl and having him kind of reframe things for me, is that the successful person is the person who is consistently working towards a worthy ideal. So the successful person is the parent who decided that they wanted to become a parent, and who are showing up every day striving to be the best version of themselves as they play that role of the parent. The successful person is the business owner who decides that they want to be their own boss, that they want to build a business for themselves. They are a success. It's not measured in the number of tantrums your child has that day or doesn't have, or the number of clients you end up booking, or the sales you make or you don't make. That is a part of the journey. There are many failures along the way. And so if you are feeling like, I'm not a success, I want to encourage you to take a moment and to just reframe it. You are, in fact, a success. I tell Ahana this as well. She's really frustrated. I just dropped her off at preschool today, and she didn't want to go because she doesn't know how to write her name. She said she doesn't want the teacher to make fun of her, which the teacher would never do. But she's worried about not being a success at that skill. And I had a conversation with her, and I just said, you are a success because you have a goal. You want to learn to write your name. You want to learn to ride your bike. You want to learn to tie your shoes. And every day that you try, that you get up and you keep practicing, you, my love, you are a success. So as long as you know where you're going and where you're starting from, and you do your very best to put together a course of action. And you strive to take that action. And of course, as you're going along, let's use my analogy of family vacation from Vegas to Colorado. We are in fact flying, and there may be hiccups. The plane could be delayed, or the drive. Oh, I don't dare speak these things because I have not yet taken the trip as I record this. But who's to say? There could be a flat tire. Ugh, let's not say that happens. But on the way there, who knows? Who knows what's going to happen? But there will be bumps in the road. But that does not mean that we are not a success. As long as you have a worthy ideal, as long as you know where you are, as long as you create a course of action and you work consistently and persistently towards achieving that, you, my friend, you are a success. So one thing that really helped drive this home for me was that Earl was sharing that, if you take 100 people and everyone starts out at age 25, we're eager, we're educated for, in some capacity. At least most of us have some sort of high school education, if not a college degree. And you think, well, I'm really young and I'm really looking forward to my life. Well, of those 100 people, only 5 people will actually become wealthy. And that is because they're doing things in a certain way. And honestly, it starts by recognizing what their worthy ideal is. What is their goal? And all of it starts within your mind. Your mind is your workshop that brings forth the things in your physical reality. So just go with me here for a second. You are a multifaceted being. You have a physical body, a mental body, and an emotional body. And everything that you are experiencing in your physical body and or in your physical space all starts from your mental body. So inward, mental, emotional, physical. First, you think the thoughts. You hold the image of what it is you are desiring for in the faculties of your mind. From there, you begin to share your ideas with someone else. You begin to speak that reality into the world. And if you're much like me, you write those ideas and those goals down on paper because now you are adding that physical element to bring it into your reality. And from there, you continue to get more ideas from your mental body. You're expressing them through your words and your actions, which are reverberating out of your emotional body and expressing themselves through your physical body. And it's only after you've decided within your mind that you can have, do, or be the things that you are desiring for, it's only after that can you even have a chance of making it happen in your real life. This might feel like a strange example, but I've been mentioning parenthood and my desire for becoming a mother, and it's been something I've been thinking about since I was a small child. And I remember being very young, even before puberty, and having dreams of being fully grown woman pregnant. So I've been thinking it in my mind. I've been having these images in my mind. And then I met the love of my life, Javon, and I started experiencing emotions, right? And then through these emotions, physical action took place. And because of that physical action, I was then able to co-create my 2 amazing children. So it is just innately in us. And it is expressed often through the creation of more humans. It is also expressed through your business and through your bank account. You're only able to build a thriving, financially successful business by first holding the image in your mind that you are a boss, that you can do this, and then getting so emotionally charged up around it that you can't help but take consistent action towards making that happen. And in doing so, whether you stumble, because you will, I hate to say it, my goal is to be here for you to make sure you don't stumble. I want to be that person that as you're learning how to crawl and walk, I'm holding your hands and I'm guiding you through this podcast. But you will stumble, and that's okay. It's a part of learning. It's a part of learning. But in order to build that vision that you have for yourself, that financial freedom, that freedom of time, to be able to do as you please, to serve who you please, doing work that lights you up, you have to know what it is you want, where you're beginning from. You have to see it in your mind. You have to put together a course of action, and you've got to take consistent action, doing your very best. That's all anybody can ever ask of, your very best in each action and completing it to its fullest. And even if it's the wrong action, as long as you have your eye on the prize, you're keeping focused on that final destination for yourself, you, my friend, you are a success. So I could talk about this forever. Mindset mastery is something that I am personally striving to strengthen within myself every single day. And it's something that, as the legacy leaders in my community, they understand that business success, financial success, those are all extensions. They're fruits, if you will, on our tree of life, that we get to bear those fruits once we have done the work deep within the roots of our mind, and really making sure that we keep the soil of our mind clean and that we're only allowing positive seeds to be planted in there. Now, I grew up in the Midwest and surrounded by fields. I lived in the middle of nowhere, Illinois, and my neighbors, I love them so much. They're like my adopted grandparents, Adeline and Johnny Tobias. They had fields that surrounded our 5 acres in every corner. And every other summer, I guess I should say, the fields would either be corn or soybeans. And that land is much like our minds. It is a very fertile land, and it doesn't care what's planted in it. Every year, Johnny would decide, and I mean, he's a farmer, and he'd rotate it for nitrous situations, things that are beyond my scope of comprehension, but there's a reason for rotating the crop. But he would ultimately choose, am I going to plant corn or am I going to plant soybeans in this fertile soil? And so the same thing is true for you in your mind. You can either choose to plant seeds of positivity, telling yourself, yes, I can, I can do it. Or you can plant seeds of doubt and being like, it's hard, it's frustrating, I'm never going to do it. As I'm getting Ahana into the car, getting ready to take her to preschool, and she's expressing her anxiety about knowing she's going to have to practice writing her name today and that she can't quite yet do it. And she's feeling frustrated. And I said, honey, love bug, you can continue to think that way, or you can flip it and tell yourself, I am smart. I can figure it out. I'm smart. I will figure it out. I will practice. I'm learning a new skill, and just switch it into a positive mantra. And so she was really cute, because as I finally got her last little buckle in her car seat and I'm getting ready to close the door, I can hear her whispering to herself, I can do it. I am smart. I can figure it out. And so I want you who's listening with me today, I want you to come up with your own mantra, or take that one if you want. And when things get hard in your business or hard in your life, flip the script and choose to plant seeds of positivity into that beautiful, fertile soil of your mind, so that your mind can then go forth with positive emotion and be expressed through that emotional body into your physical reality, so that you can bear those fruits of true wealth. Okay, my friend, that is all I have for you today. If you enjoyed this episode and would like to hear more like this one, please leave me a review on the Apple Podcast, or send me an email at mollyann@mollyanluna.com. I love having these conversations. Next week, we'll be back with some more tangible step-by-step strategies for you. And we've got some really incredible guests coming up in the next couple of weeks. So I am here for you every single Monday. So until then, have an incredible week. And I'll plan to see you right back here, same time, same place next week. Bye for now. This episode is sponsored by Step Up, a guidebook that provides you with step-by-step instructions to help you start an online coaching business and turn your expertise into a money-generating machine. Get your copy today by heading to mollyannluna.com/step up.